Hey everyone, so let's talk about a term that gets thrown around all the time, the global women's movement. But what is it really? What does it actually look like? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain, go way beyond the headlines, and figure out where its true power really comes from. So just for a second, when you hear that phrase, what's the first thing that pops into your head? You picturing a giant protest, maybe one or two famous faces, or a specific global policy? Just hold that thought, because we're about to dig a lot deeper than those first impressions. And here it is. This is the single most important idea we're going to cover. The global women's movement isn't one big top-down organization. Nope, it's actually this huge, incredible web of thousands of smaller local movements, all fighting their own battles on their own terms. All right, so to really get a handle on this, we've got to get our definitions straight. So in this first part, we're going to break down what this movement of movements actually is, and just as important, what it isn't. Okay, let's unpack the language here because the words are really important. Decentralized. That just means there's no single headquarters, no one person calling all the shots. And grassroots, well, that means everything starts from the ground up. In local communities, it's not a pyramid, it's a network. And this slide just nails the difference perfectly. So many of us think of it like the pyramid on the left, this simple top-down thing. But the reality is so much more interesting. It's like the tapestry on the right. It's made of thousands of individual threads, all these local groups, and each one has its own color, its own texture. And when they're all woven together, that's what creates this powerful, complex whole. So if we really want to understand the tapestry, we have to zoom in and look at the individual threads, because the real heart and soul of this whole global movement, it's right there, at the local level. That's where the real work gets done. Okay, so let's make this real. Take the fight for economic justice. All around the world, you have these small groups of women organizing. And this isn't some abstract theory for them. We're talking about survival, about independence, about creating a real future. I mean, listen to that. This quote just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's not just about getting paid. It's about agency. It's about having the power to actually control your own life and the future of your community. That's a voice from the grassroots, and wow, it is powerful. So what does that fight actually look like day to day? Well, it looks like this. Super specific, tangible goals. These aren't pie-in-the-sky ideas. They're focused on things like securing land rights, creating actual markets for their products, and getting financial training. This is real, on-the-ground change. And it's not just about economics, not by a long shot. The issues are incredibly diverse. Let's look at a totally different thread in the tapestry, community health. It's a completely different focus, but it's born from that exact same impulse, seeing a local problem and organizing to fix it. So a local women's health group might be working to make sure childbirth is safer, or to get better healthcare access for everyone, or building support networks for survivors of violence. And again, just notice how specific and community-focused these aims are. This is the movement in action, street by street, village by village. Okay, so we've got thousands of these local threads, all doing this incredible work, but how do they connect? How does an action in one tiny village manage to weave itself into a global force? That's what we're going to look at now. It's actually a pretty amazing process when you lay it out. See, it all starts at the bottom, with that grassroots organizing we've been talking about. Then, those groups start connecting with others nearby, forming regional alliances to share tactics and resources. From there, they can get a seat at the table in big international forums, influencing global policy. And of course, today, you've got digital tools that create instant solidarity, connecting a group in one country with allies thousands of miles away in a split second. All right, so why does any of this matter? Why is it so important to see the movement as a tapestry instead of a pyramid? Well, understanding this structure is absolutely the key to understanding its real power. Okay, so if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. The movement is a network. It's diverse. Its real power comes from the ground up, from local struggles. It tackles this huge range of issues, and this is the crucial part. Its decentralized nature is exactly what makes it so resilient. Think about it. If one thread in a tapestry frays, the rest of the fabric still holds strong. And when you see it this way, you really see the genius of it. Its strength is its incredible diversity and its deep local roots. But that's also its biggest challenge, right? Trying to coordinate thousands of different priorities is, well, it's messy. It's a total paradox of power. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. If this movement really is a tapestry woven from all these local stories, it forces us to ask, doesn't it? Which voices, which struggles, which threads are still invisible to the rest of us? Something to think on. Thanks for joining me.